This is the toughest of tough scene Mondays here. I roll in, trying to get this new camera to work. I look like a fucking Oompa Loompa. It's all orange and crap like this. And then we decide we're going to do hoops, but our smartest hoops guy isn't here today. So there's that. And then I roll in, and my guy is wearing the exact same shirt. Wearing the exact same shirt.
It's my Monday hoodie, man. This is what I do. I rock the Badge Bros, and now I think wouldn't this be kind of like a very funny brand if we're just always wearing the same hoodies? We all have one of the same hoodie. Yeah, maybe I don't know. We'll see how the audience likes it. Maybe it's like a huge draw that we match, and now it's like the new thing. We got to coordinate every single day now.
I'm kind of about it. It's like it's low key like a team uniform, right?
I feel like both we're warming up. Yeah, we're going through layup lines. Like
we haven't taken our tearaways off yet.
We're still like bopping around to music, like doing our between the leg dribbles, getting some shots up. You know, when the drafts come, then we're off. Then we're not.
Then we're ready to go. Love it. GMs to everybody in the chat. Fun weekend, man. Fun weekend of sports. For a weekend that there was like no real sports action, there was a lot of fun sports that took place. Like, like we had all the combine news, which is we'll do a little bit of football this week. I think I might have a special guest lined up for us on Wednesday to talk a little ball. Many are saying irons in the fire. And then, two good basketball, but one phenomenal basketball game last night. I don't got you. I think you're muted.
My fault. Yeah, I clicked that. Yeah, no, crazy game last night. Mm-hmm. Absolutely crazy. My boy, Emmanuel Quickly, just going nuts. I mean.
Yeah. I wasn't going to play hoops last night. And then I messaged you guys like 10 minutes to lock. And I was like, I'm just jamming 10. I was sitting on the beach. I was like, I'm just going to jam 10 right at lock right now. And all I messaged was, who's the best play on the slate other than IQ? And I took IQ in like 9 of the 10 drafts or something like that.
And did you like break even? Because there were so many other guys that you needed. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think I was just under break even or something like that. I had a lot of IQ, but you needed Tyus Jones there.
Yep.
Shout out Nick, who came second last night. I think second or third. I mean,
he's on a tear right now. He is white hot. I wish I would have been in on that slate yesterday because I love Emmanuel Quickly, and having the opportunity to have him in that such big spot would have been awesome. I was busy this weekend. Bria had an event, so I was helping out with that, being the good influencer husband that I am. So I missed out on on a fantastic IQ slate, but watched the game and it was amazing.
What was the event?
It was she did her first meet and greet. So this this one app called Geneva, where she had a group chat last year and still has a group chat for like some of her followers. They helped organize it, and so like they like sponsored it, and they went and did like a Pilates class in this little like cute artsy place in downtown Dallas. Got to meet some of her followers and stuff. It was really cool. It's always like rewarding when she gets to like meet people, because then that's whenever she gets to like really understand the impact she has, because she really does. Like people tell her like how much of a positive influence she is, and like the great changes that like she's helped make. And then when you don't get that connection, sometimes you kind of like lose sight of things, and like it can get a little the influencing and the posting and the content creation like grind is real. So it's like it's cool whenever you get to like that helps like fill our cups for sure.
That's sweet, man. That's got to be low key nerve wracking too. Like first meet and greet, like Blake's saying it in the chat. This is where my mind goes. When's Badge Bros first meet and greet? I'm like, would anybody fucking show up? Like, I'm like,
that's a big thing, right?
It'd be nerve wracking as hell to be like, okay, I got all this stuff set up. I'm like, I'm waiting for people. I can't wait to meet some of these people, and then just like nobody's there. I'd be like, okay, I guess
put yourself out there, and then and fall on your face if potentially is like, it's very nerve wracking.
Oh man. Here, this is the two here. Two obvious things here. Our best hoops guy's out sick today. I mean, this guy's got to get healthy for us for the big push here for MLB. So he's resting up today, hopefully back tomorrow, but we're not going to put that pressure on him. We just need this guy to get well because you could hear it in his voice last week that he wasn't feeling 100%. We need this guy back. But F1 season kicked off this weekend. Bahrain, kind of fun. And then this Chad's hitting on this one. The IQ thing was incredible. Like,
Dude.
he sit since the first half, and then he took over double overtime. That was so fun.
And he didn't even look like he was gassed. He was still putting up buckets in overtime. And then they interviewed him post game, and he didn't even look like he was tired. He looked like he could have played for another whole regulation. It was incredible. He was phenomenal. He's a great piece for them. And the Knicks, man, are legit. They are legit.
Yeah, man,
they're a
they
real
might
contender in
be.
the East.
Yeah, honestly, I think like the Josh Hart defense aspect has really helped. Like, just adding him in there, like they're 9-0 since they got him. I think maybe 7-0 since they got him.
Yeah, I think they're on a 9-1 run right now. So maybe the one loss sprinkled in there, but yeah, he's a real difference maker for them. So they're fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Numi's got the D tag. You could take him in the 6th if you want to embrace that variance. You could take him in the 6th round. Embrace the variance. We'll see what's good. All right, let's switch this up. Let's start with the dance. Let's start. Underdog dropped the dance today. I have the data right here. Hold on, let me see what we're going with here.
We buried the lead a little bit. They just dropped a 100K to first playoff best ball tournament.
Yeah, there we go. 100K to first. I think $10 is becoming this new price point. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I love it.
It just makes everything more manageable, everything more stomachable. It's double the price of the other contests. I don't know. It incentivizes me to play a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not that the 25 is out of reach, but the 10 feels kind of nice.
Yeah, 10 feels good to me. I think last year it was 10 last year as well. So that is kind of like for their non-football playoff best balls that has been their price point. But I think just across the board, just $10 for like the big playoff contests outside of football makes a lot of sense, and it helps get new faces, new people into these contests because like they're fun, man, and just getting your feet wet. Like, and now they have the warm up for the dance, which is like really sick. It's a 10 entry max. These are a lot of fun to draft, and you can really put together some fun combinations. I
think they've found a really good formula with the $3 stuff that has a low max threshold to get people's feet wet, get some comfortability with the contest, and then the next one being the $10. I think they've really found something here. We've seen it with the baseball stuff, and I think it really helps to be like, okay, instead of just clicking that button, like for the average person to deposit $100 and then click that button, 4 times, and that's the end of your fun. Like that doesn't really do it for a lot of people, right?
No.
If you can deposit $100 now and you get 10 $3 like warm up drafts, and then you get 7 of the big contest, just return on, like we always coin it, or actually you always say it, return on entertainment, return on fun. Like that.
Yeah, shout out Dark Sheep. I got that from Dark Sheep. Yeah.
All right, Dark Sheep gets his flowers around here.
The one time.
Yeah, but 6-person drafts, 1 of 6 advance. Then 2 out of 12, 2 out of 12. The play-in games are not included. So I did not read the rules before I started doing a little prep for this, and I was like, "Ooh, the play-in games! You get an extra game here. Maybe you could work in 2 extra ones." And then I clicked the thing, and of course they're not included. Yeah, good.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
We don't need those included. Like what? Just to like get things like even murkier, and like then you get boosted by some like trash 8 seed that happened to take. Like I don't even know much about these play-ins to begin with.
Well, I'll set you straight, Ness. I'll set you straight.
Take me through.
I did a little looking here. I got the standings. If we were to start today, this is what it would look like. The play-in in the East, the 7-8 game would be Hawks Heat. The winner of that game then gets in, right? And then the loser of that game plays the winner of this Raptors Wizards game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, That's cute. That's fun. But
Yeah.
like 20 teams, NBA is
Yeah.
hilarious, man. 20
It
fucking teams.
it is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm staring at this comment again here. I'm staring at this. I'm thinking ship chasing plus Badge Bros plus Vegas. The only problem with Vegas is we can't draft Underdog there.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
It kind of goes against their whole
uh,
thing.
right, yeah, but it kind of makes like so much sense when they do their meetup to then, we do some crossover where we're all there. I don't know. We'll think about this in the
Yeah.
future. I really like that, Blake. I really like that idea. Um yeah, anyway, so our six solidified teams in each conference if we started today, Bucks, Celtics, Sixers, Cavs, Knicks, Nets, and then on the other side, Nuggets, Grizz, Kings, Suns, Warriors, T-Wolves. I can say right now already, just looking at this, that there is going to be a price up tax on the Suns because everybody's going to wish cats that one. The Nets are going to low key be overlooked and pushed down, and we're going to be paying this the Knicks are hot right now tax on in the East there.
That's that. I mean, those are the teams that I'm kind of going towards. So I
Yeah.
think you might be onto something there. Um, there's, I think for me, it's like in the West, it's kind of interesting because 538 will tell you that the Nuggets are the favorites in the NBA Finals, and
Mm,
Vegas will tell you the Nuggets are favorites in the NBA Finals. I can't really bring myself to believe that.
right.
In the West, like I would rather take my chances on like Memphis, the Suns, and the Warriors. And partly as well as when you're building these teams out, like the same things apply from the Gauntlet and MLB best ball, playoff best ball to this, where you
Hmm.
want a full roster in the finals, which includes a player at each position plus two flex. So we need 5 players. So finding a way to fill out that roster with the Nuggets, I mean, from there, it's doable because with you have to get Jokic and then Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. And after that, like, yeah, you can throw in like Michael Porter Jr. if they are getting there. But like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't really like I don't think I'm going to be building around the Nuggets, and I'd rather just fade them. But the thing is I think the field kind of feels the same way. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think everyone is going to thrust up those teams we previously mentioned. One for the swear jar on the thrust up. Yeah, this one's a interesting one in the chat that Willis is making a joke about the jaw stuff, but like the jaw like is a huge like this might be the only window of time we can get Ja Morant in like the 20s. You know what I
Is this
mean?
ADP in the 20s right now?
That might be the skeleton key to
Oh
this.
Jesus.
I've seen some I've seen him get picked in the 20s. I am looking at the wrong one there. I have seen him fall like pretty far, but like his ADP is at 8 right now. But I've seen him fall in the one or three screenshots and stuff that I've seen so far. I've seen him fall further than that. So,
Ooh, yeah, he went
yeah.
12 in one of mine.
Mhm.
I've done 3 so far. He went 17 in one, like, and these, and he didn't go to me on any of these. And
Yep.
uh oh wow, and then this other one he felt really, and then he went 10th. So yeah, he's like you said, this is definitely like a rare opportunity, and I think that he'll be in there for the playoffs. Adam
Mhm.
Silver is not one to be strict on player suspensions or player punishments. So I think we see Jaw. He just needs a buffer for whenever he goes live or whenever he posts on IG, and just make sure that he's not brandishing a gun, and then he's good to go.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's interesting to like my biggest thing with the hoop stuff was like, oh my god, the positional designation is back. Like I got to relearn this game because
Right?
we've been doing these dailies for so long, and I'm just like, oh my god, yeah. Here, my first one, Jaw won at 27. Like
Holy crap!
I mean, it's crazy. If you get in the right room, he's falling like that, and for the second best team, are they the second or third best team currently?
Second seed right now in the
Second
West.
second best odds according to 538 to come out of the West. And I mean, we saw what they did last night against the Clips without him, without I mean, they lost Brandon Clark. He's done for the year, but yeah, I don't know. Just that was one that just really jumped out to me.
Mhm.
Um,
They look
I don't know.
they look so good without him. Like I know he's a
Mhm.
positive contributor, but like their offense moves so much more smooth without Shaw. It's like it's kind of
Right.
funny.
Like without
Like
that ISO ball, like kind of sinkhole because of the distribution from everybody else. Like
right.
Desmond Bane's a good passer. Jones is a good passer.
Yeah, it's easier on the eyes to be honest. But unless
Yeah.
he's like trying to like poster and put somebody in the grave, then it's exciting. But yeah, just funny. But yeah, he's a huge value right now, and it's what makes these like first drops of these playoff best balls so fun. Whenever the ADP
Mhm.
hasn't been set yet, and you can go in and like get these dream combinations. It's pretty awesome.
Let's I just want to pick your brain in terms of like stacking and stuff like this because admittedly I became a hoops guy this year. You know, like I've always been a basketball guy, but I really became a hoops guy playing the dailies
Big
and playing that
distinction.
stuff. Yeah, right. Big distinction this year. And so for me, I didn't do any of this playoff contest last year. So my mind goes straight to being like, hey, how are we going to stack these guys? How do we get players from the left side and players from the right side? Because I don't think it's any secret at this point in time with these playoff contests that our goal is just get as many to the finals as we can. So stacking up good teams, staying in your lane makes sense in all sports contests. Does that just hold true for the hoops stuff too for you, Ness?
Definitely, definitely, but
Yeah.
I don't wanna go overboard on, like, stacking, and I mean and it's pretty intuitive, I don't think anybody else wants to do this either, but just to, like, lay it
Mhm.
out, I mean, with basketball, we're talking about way more concentrated production, so if you are gonna tag along other teammates, like, chances are they're not going to be, um, contributing much prior to the finals, so you definitely wanna give yourself 5 players into the finals, at least one of those players, I mean, if you want to have a real shot at first, like probably two of those players need to be from the other team just because of the way that the scoring of basketball works. Only, other than like assists, like only one person is like attribute is getting a points per basket scored or per rebound or etc. So
Mhm.
you definitely want to obviously like balance yourself out between an East and a West team. But as far as getting there goes, there's no like perfect formula, but I think people will tell you like looking at seeding and trying to not cannibalize your stars that you pair together on opposite teams is important. So that way you can get a couple stars into the next round, but giving yourself a chance to actually advance is always going to be one of the most important things for me. And,
Okay.
checking off 5 in the finals, getting and then from there, if I get an extra stack, like I'm not going to force it. I want studs to help get me advancing.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes a lot more sense than in other sports because, like in baseball, for instance, we would just tack on another hitter in a wild card lineup and be like, "Hey, man, he's getting 3 at bats. Somebody else is getting 3 at bats." But if
Right.
you just tack on like Bobby Portis, or actually, that's probably a bad example. If you just tack on Michael Porter Jr., opposed to being like, "Hey, I can take Jimmy buckets." Or something like that, like from I don't know if their ADPs align. I'm kind of speaking out of turn,
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's like that's like a decent comparison. You have a strong
yeah, here.
contributor in Jimmy Butler who likely is not making the finals. But
Mhm.
if you're
Yeah,
building out
like
a
their ADPs
Nuggets,
are
if
way
you're
off.
building out a Nuggets to the finals team, you kind of have some decisions to make. And I think we can all agree that Michael Porter Jr. ADP is likely to fall unless like I just
Mhm.
severely I'm just way off on how the field views the Nuggets. But I think Michael Porter like there's going to be obviously major shifts in these ADPs. And my player pool is the finals are pretty wide open, but my player pool is going to be decently thin. I will say as far as the
Mhm.
teams that I am targeting.
Yeah, okay. Let's I got 2 random questions for you. Uh, which position do you think is the thinnest? I tend to think it's the bigs, right?
It's no question.
Yeah.
The bigs are it's not good. A
Okay.
lot of guys labeled as wings that really need to be bigs
Mhm.
because we're left with Jokic, Embiid, Aiton, and then
And then a huge tiered
Jaren
cliff.
Jackson,
Right.
the two dudes from Cleveland, Mobley
I mean,
and Allen.
is
Like,
this insane that I consider Giannis a big more so than Jaren Jackson? Like that's not am I wrong?
not really. I mean, I don't know. Giannis is probably more of a wing, but
Okay.
like, I mean, size wise, I mean, like that's the thing though. I mean, Giannis, I can see like not being a big, but like
Uh-huh.
Sabonis, for example, he's a wing,
Oh, that's
and
bad.
that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, yeah, he might be a wing, but I mean, like I could see him like,
Sabonis plays the 5 every single night, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah,
Like he starts at the 5 every single night.
yeah. I know. I don't like, and then Draymond not being a big too. I think is like another one where they really missed. Um,
Mm,
so yeah, that's kind of upsetting, but the it kind of thrusts up these Boston guys. I think it will because out of
the
the
Time Lord.
East, yeah, Time Lord and Horford. Horford will
Mhm.
get minutes and when it matters. AD is a wing. I mean, I don't have any faith in the Lakers, but like for God's sake, man, AD being a wing
He is a wing.
is oh, Jesus, it's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that for me that kind of like solidifies this off the top. No, just thinking positional scarcity.
I mean, like I said, dude, I don't like the Nuggets, so like Embiid is my 101.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I like the Sixers
Okay.
and the like we just laid out, the bigs are they're just not much there. And from the East, like I said, it's Embiid, and then you have the Cavaliers bigs, and like, do you really think the Cavaliers have a chance at the finals? I mean, I like their starting five, but that's about it. And then you go to Boston, and it's really so you want ideally like one big, at least
Yep.
one big in the finals. Like if you don't have a big in the finals, you're not going to take down first. Um,
Right.
but I think you can probably get thin at big question mark. Like
Okay.
out of the first lobby, you're competing against six people, and it's 1 out of 6 advance.
Mhm.
If you are not the
Here's a
person that
name.
has Embiid or Jokic, like you're hoping, yeah, Rudy is one, like one of the seldom. You're kind of like if you don't get Embiid or Jokic, you're hoping like those what like that their teams sweep, and
Right.
that it minimizes the
The
points.
impact of the other big. Yeah, that's
Exactly,
fair. Okay,
exactly.
couple thing names here. I'm looking at this cat name. I'm looking at Gobert as potential like scroll the F down. Who can we find down here that might save us? And the other one I'm thinking is Zion, but Zion's a wing. Hmm.
Zion's also
Interesting.
a wing. Yeah.
Wow.
Cat I think is pretty interesting because he's supposed to come back mid-March. That gives him plenty of time to be ready for the playoffs because we're pretty we're still pretty far away from the play. I think we've got like 3-4 weeks. Uh,
Hmm.
maybe like we've got quite a while.
Okay.
This could be fun with
Yeah,
these no
I just jumped
badges.
in here. We got a no badge draft. I did that quick and sly, so nobody sharp got in here with us. I mean, not to discredit these players. I'm sure they're plenty smart in their own right, but I just didn't want the
But
sickos. I didn't want the sickos hanging out with us.
yeah, these freaking sickos, man. We can't. You got to let us have one. You got to let us have one. Show you what you can get throughout the day, and then you guys can hop in with us. Numi, of course, in the chat. No days off.
Hmm.
Bringing up Nick Claxton, who didn't get drafted in my very first one.
Wow.
As just a big to help put up some points in round one. They could. The Nets are likely to have a really tough matchup. I'm not sure that they're going to improve their seeding. Right now,
Right.
they're a 6 seed. So if they improve to that 5 seed, that like
Can
somehow,
you
but like
imagine the Nets get rid of KD, they get rid of Kyrie, and then somehow they win a playoff series?
that
Like
would be
that'd be
wild.
sick. That would
That
be
would be
so fun.
they've got tough sledding because obviously the East is so stacked. But if they
Hmm.
do, and it's on the back of Mikal Bridges, oh my god, I will be ecstatic.
Yeah, Bridges is fun, man. Um, let's see. Nets with 87% chance of making the playoffs, according to 538. That's pretty freaking high for the teams down in this range with their shot at the overall final. We're searching by chance at making the final right now. That's pretty high.
The Lakers being a coin flip to make the playoffs, I will just
Yeah,
fade.
please.
I'll
No,
just fade
thank you.
that all day.
Yeah.
I mean, to my detriment potentially, but I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah,
Like,
to go back to our actual leaderboard. I mean, Lakers they're flirting with it, but 14 and a half off the top. They're tied with the 10th place team. But I think I don't think LeBron's done necessarily, but we're on the clock. All the bigs are gone. We could do a little Tatum and Brown stack.
I think
I mean,
that's yeah.
that seems
That's the way to go because their bigs go really late too.
yeah. I mean, we're gonna have a four Celtic build when you start like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right?
and they have pieces late, so that's a lot of fun. The only
Okay.
problem is like from the West, where do we go from there? So we'll have to see what comes back to us, obviously here.
Okay. That works for me. KD going at 5 there. I mean, if the guards come back, I don't think they'll come back.
There's a lot of guards available, thankfully.
That's true. Cuz like Phoenix is a nice pairing with this if you can get Aiden.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that
AD at 10. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I don't know. Luca going third is pretty awesome.
Is
I
that good or
wouldn't.
bad?
I
You
wouldn't.
wouldn't? No.
No, personally, I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think the Knicks or the Mavericks have a shot in hell at making the finals.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're just so incredibly flawed.
One good thing that I can say about the Mavs going to the finals is you basically only need 2 players.
Yeah,
Like you could just take the 2 guards and then just like that's your build for the Mavs.
yeah, and then just build around that. Yeah, I mean it's easy to build around.
Mm-hmm.
No question. All right, there
Is
goes Jaw.
Randall's a wing too? Holy
Yeah,
shit, these builds are all wings, man.
that's what I'm saying. So you
That's
can
crazy.
potentially kind of punt big, but you really need to have an understanding of who's going to be there and how you're going to get one big to the finals and who is it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a dream in mind right now. I don't want to say it in case people are watching. I wish Sabonis was a 5 because
Jizzle Max definitely watching.
that Jizzlemack taking Horford right there, taking our backdoor big already.
He heard like what the fuck is going on with that team? Luca,
That seems
AD,
fun.
and Horford.
Yeah, and Kyrie was right there to do the little stack there. Fuck, I was really hoping that we got Aiton plus CP3 there. That could have been a lot of fun. We can go Denver on the other side with the 2 top ADP guys here, but I mean,
what if you go like Bane and Jaren Jackson? Are you into that? Out of the
yeah,
West?
we could do that. And then we get a big in Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, or you can take Jaren. Like we can kind of mix and match a little bit. It might be kind of gross and not ideal, but taking it like one of these nuggets at the top that you see.
Yeah, and then kind of being like, we're gonna have a 2-team build out of the West, and then we're gonna have 4 Boston.
Where's Steph at? Where's his ADP? I wonder.
He's gone.
Okay. Yeah, I would say like either Nuggets
Let's take
or
Bane. Let's
okay.
do this. Let's go Memphis. Let's go Memphis out of the West. Get a big locked up. It's unfortunate that Al Horford isn't going to be the big that we pair with this, and it's probably going to be Time Lord if anybody stays in their lane. Hopefully he makes it back. And then Smart and White are both listed as guards. So getting a 4-team Celtics build seems like pretty good here.
I agree. And they kind of play that spread out style. I mean, Tatum and Brown obviously are like the heavy hitters, but they got players that will contribute across the board. That's wild. Holy shit.
Ja at 28. Um, yeah, I think this was Ayton was the dream there.
Oh yeah.
That was the dream if he came back.
Ayton and CP3 would have been sick.
Ayton plus CB3 was the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Blake bringing up that Murray and Gordon almost always go at 2-3 turn with Joke. So that might have been a miss by us to not just double tap the two Denver guys there. We got a little carried away with positional scarcity, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, man, I don't think that like Denver is a must-have in this format by any means. So
fair enough.
We got some other options from Memphis or from the other contenders in the West, like in my opinion, Golden State being one of them. And they're right now sitting on the other side of the bracket. Things can change, but they're available. Like the Kings being a 3 seed is like amazing, but
yeah,
is anybody
so fraudulent?
Is anybody taking them seriously? Is anybody really taking the Kings seriously? Like they play no defense. There's so many
zero
teams,
defense.
There's
so
many teams
fun.
in the West that just play. Yeah. They're going to be amazing for matchup purposes and potentially a big deal in round one. To have like maybe you don't get out of round one without a Fox or a Sabonis. Who's to say? But if they make the finals, man, oh god, some things went absolutely correct for them. There's Brunson that goes. I like Nick mentioned it in the chat as well, but the Knicks are really suppressed in ADP right now.
Are they ever?
Yeah, and they're really easy to just tack on if you start with a fun little West build.
It's crazy to see AD go that early and then LeBron just sitting here.
I know, right? Like, why would you not just like if you're that
why
bullish,
would you not just
So CP3 is there, and if you want to like, I don't know how like bad you want to mix. Like, I don't think we need to get too married to stacking here necessarily, but like we will have Boston guys late. Like I don't think we need to take Smart here. I think we can get more points for round one right now.
Okay. Well, CP3 seems fun there. I was going to suggest that we could take Robert Williams, but just because like this cliff at the bigs is so stark. I mean, unless you just double tap the two Cleveland guys next round.
I think Time Lord's okay.
Okay.
And then we kind of just like shut it off at big.
Yeah. I mean, Steven Adams fits here too, but like Steven Adams hasn't played ball in like 13, 14 games, something like that. But Steven Adams might have a nice push through path without Clark there too.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. And he could
Xavier Tillman's been nice recently, but I don't know. Right. Like
Sure. The West is pretty open, man. So I mean, like you could just like tack on like when it comes to these builds like in round 8 through 10, these last 3 picks, you can kind of just get some extra points to try to get to the finals. I don't think that's like necessarily a bad thing because not a lot of having the winner will have 5 teams in the finals. That is damn near a guarantee. I think that you can pretty much book that. But not every team in the finals is going to have 5 players on like that can start. So just giving yourself a position to be live for the finals, I think is going to be important. And things will become much more clear, obviously, as the playoff picture gets more solidified. And now you can actually start to know who to pair, who not to pair. But for now, we're just kind of winging this.
I mean, getting ahead of the Clippers seems kind of fun too.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of FUD around them, but like everyone's available right now, no? Let's see.
Yeah. I'm almost certain they last a while.
Yeah, I mean if this comes back to us, I think double tapping Clippers might be awesome.
I mean, just build like a couple like mini stacks around the Celtics and profit, you know, like why not?
Right. I think, and the Cleveland bigs narrative, I really like that because I'm thinking in the daily contest, like if we're just playing one isolated slate, like the Clippers guys go at the 1-2 turn every single time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And now here we are. That's why I really think we have an advantage. And people, I'm gonna
Oh my God. As I fucking say that
concur.
on my life.
Well, Kawhi is still there, but I mean, at that point, it's way less attractive.
It is, but you could pair him with someone dog in the last round, like Zubac or Plumlee. We could do Steven Adams as like the big with Memphis here, or we could take one of these Boston guys. Oh, fucking!
you kind of talked me into Steven Adams without Brandon Clark. Like once if he's fully healthy for the playoffs, he's going to play a major role. I would think. And then what about Kawhi? Like, do you
okay,
just
as like a get through guy?
Yeah, like that's pretty.
Oh, he already went. That's
done.
why. Okay, that's why. No, we were both on that train. I didn't see him go either. LeBron as a get through guy?
That's yeah.
It's the same thesis, no?
Yeah, it is.
Except for he's hurt.
Yeah, it is.
That was bad.
And the thing is like, I don't know. I bet he gets a boost.
Yeah.
We'll tell ourselves we got the closing line value.
Yeah.
So let's type in Celtics. Let's try to get ahead of this real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Just
yeah, well, they're all at the top of the queue here.
Well, that helps. Yeah. But like Muscala and Brogdon. Yeah. So at this point, I think like we're probably good on Celtics.
Oh, really? I was thinking Derek White feels good on this team.
All right. Well, let's add him to the queue just to have so that way we don't like panic pick somebody else. And might as well throw Brogdon in there too. Like, even though Brogdon is whatever.
I kind of like here. Let me ask you a question. Do you like capped at 4 for a team?
I think 5 is the absolute max. And
knew me, Kawhi was gone.
Yeah, we lost him. I mean, I'm not aiming.
Yeah,
for
see,
5.
Chad's saying the same thing. Like round 10, LeBron, am I a fish? I don't know. We just took him in round 8. Like it seems crazy, but like
certainly Puppet Master Adam Silver is going to find a way to get the Lakers in there, right?
Right.
Let's convince ourselves that was smart. So now we have like a couple. Like there's a Sun left that goes late that I think that can make sense for us. Let's see who's
Bismack, Biyombo.
Okogie has been getting like 30 minutes a game in the last 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much that changes when they get KD up to his full minutes kind of deal. But before when everybody else was out, like let's just hypothetically say there's like you want to make bull case for him, you go 1 out scenario and he gets 30 whatever minutes a night. There go all the Boston guys in a row.
I still think Okogie is an option for us. And then from the Memphis side, is there any?
There's Dylan Brooks. We could do Tyus Jones too, and we could just lean in. We could lean into the narrative. Like, who do you like better, Brooks or Jones? Because you could lean into the narrative that Ja doesn't come back and they're fine without Ja, and we take Tyus. I mean, it's so fucking thin. It's so thin.
It's so thin.
Man, these drafts are crazy because I'm just staring at like Bam's name and then we're like wasting our breath on like Dylan Brooks and Tyus Jones.
This might be like a get through team.
So you want Dylan Brooks or you don't want Dylan Brooks?
I think Dylan Brooks is fine.
The other thing we could have done here is pair the Atlanta guards together. They kind of cannibalize one another, but.
So you got 3 Boston and 3 Memphis Grizzlies.
Bam. Memphis now.
I mean, Bam, like I think we get like a stud to score a lot of points.
Okay.
Bam, like either Bam or Trey. I mean, it's like pick your poison here, or Numi's boy Russ.
I think Bam is going to be more owned than kind of every other position. You get what I'm saying? Because Bam will be like the big that everyone will be like, click on Bam.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm surprised that Jared
pairing,
Allen is like still here. Like Clint Capella going over Jared Allen is like pretty hilarious.
yeah, no doubt. Um, like this was a weird draft. Jimmy Buckets goes in the 6th, but then like Bam went damn near undrafted. Like that doesn't line up. I think there's probably a pretty smart path to like in the late rounds, pairing Bam and Butler together. Um,
I would I think that can work. I would probably treat one of the Heat as a one-off. I don't see them as like real contenders.
okay.
Um, I think for me in the East, it's like Milwaukee, the Knicks, Sixers, and Celtics. Cavs are fun. Mixing it like the Nets. The thing that's fun about the Nets is they give you a ton of guys to just like sprinkle in one-offs.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if like Bridges went in this draft
Let's see.
or Claxton, right? Like we were bringing up earlier. Um,
Claxton did not. Bridges did
in
at
the
pick
sixth,
33. So Bridges went in the 6th, and then no other Brooklyn player went. I think we were just in a room where nobody knew what the fuck they were doing, to be honest.
us, a little bit of us
Us
included,
included. Yeah.
as we're like feeling through these. But that's kind of what makes it fun. Is like we're all just kind of like pillow fighting in the dark right now, just like swinging around, like trying to figure this shit out.
Mhm.
But you know, I think everybody kind of understands the principles of this format, though, right? I mean, like get 5 into the finals and get to the finals, and mix and match, and understanding that we can't predict how many games are going to be in these series. You know,
Right.
Chip's right. These were bots. Like there's just no other way to explain it. Like these are like whenever you are trying to do a mock draft with just like with random AIs. That is what that is. Christian Wood went in the 4th. What the hell?
This was Memphis, Boston, no jaw.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love what we did there. I think we were feeling through it on the fly because this is a brand new contest and I hadn't drafted one yet. I'd just seen other people drafting them. Let's get one more in here and then let's do today's stuff.
Okay. Try to earn some more entries. All right. None of you guys once again. Let's go.
Perfect. Perfect. I
I
think
need
that Tatum Brown start might be kind of rare for us that we got there. Like
I
pairing
think
the Jays together, that might be really hard to come by later in the draft window when we see how like solidified Boston is on the east side.
I agree. I think
Right?
we're gonna see Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, and then KD. Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, KD,
So if
and
you
then
paint it like that,
Tatum.
it's not that rare. That means Tatum will go at the 5 every single time if you paint it like that.
That's how I'm kind of thinking.
Okay.
Um, but and that could just be a little bit of fun because like Tatum hasn't played like his best basketball in the last couple weeks. So
Mhm.
maybe people start to push him over Giannis, but I think I would be surprised if KD is not like a 3 or 4 pick in
Yeah.
these once ADP gets reset.
So I think like just from I mean this is like super layman's terms and simplicity's sake. I think stacking the top end teams like and then building your one-off scatter shots makes like a lot of sense or having like a two team stack elsewhere. But I do think right now this Cavs price tag is so suppressed because
Yeah,
we saw them going so late comparatively, right? And these Kings ones are so suppressed there because Sabonis and Fox both went pretty late.
yeah,
Joke goes 1 there. I think we like to get ahead of the bigs here. I think this is what we've determined. We like Embiid.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Which opens the door for like, is it a mandatory Harden on the way back in our minds if he comes?
I think so. I think if you unless there's like some insane West combination that makes it back, like if for whatever reason like KD makes it all the way back, like
Hmm.
oh yeah, like holy shit, let's build some Suns around that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I think Harden makes sense. Like they don't cannibalize each other. They're very like they play well together, and you just bet on this is like a Sixers bet then.
Mhm. I think Holiday and Jalen Brown's ADPs are like pretty pushed up as stacking partners. No.
They will be like obviously they're pushed up right now by default, but I think they will be
Right.
too when it comes to stacking. And we see that happen a lot where the like people just get tethered to their stacks and it's so obvious like why the ADPs are what they are, and it's straight up because of a stack. And if the Giannis team passes, then you'll see him free fall if it's not the Giannis guy.
Do you think we could play like Phoenix Philly finals and go like Harden, Aiden, and then shut it down at big and just be like, that's the worst position. We got the two best bigs. They both make the finals and then max everything else out.
Yeah, that's definitely an option. If Aiton
Hmm.
comes back, yeah, you can bully the hell out of the room, take Aiton, and then we're building that way. You could also go just Embiid
Right.
as well.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
big is shallow, but it's not so shallow that like I would only take one just because I think there's times where best player available is a big. But let's see. I think we'll have some nice options here, regardless of what.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay, so my mind goes to Harden
same
and
here.
then okay.
Because this guy after us has Jokic. I feel like he could try to build out something Philadelphia. Um,
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, but this plays to Blake's point here that when Joke goes one all the time, that if Jamal and Aaron Gordon make it back, they get clicked both times. And then you have this like super chalky 1-0-1 start of three Denver pieces.
yeah, I wonder how meta that will be.
Hmm.
Once these superstars get pushed up a little bit more, um, I could see them being more like 4 or 5. This
Okay.
guy's auto drafting, I believe.
Dang. Well, it's going to work out all right for him. I mean, not necessarily that you want Ja and Joke on the same team because I would have definitely considered taking Morant with the next pick there.
Oh yeah, I would have really considered taking Morant there.
Yeah. I mean, that would have made a lot of sense for us, but like he's going to turn out to have an okay start for himself just by auto drafting the way ADP lined up there. Okay, now for me my mind goes to Aiton here.
Same here.
Okay. And there's no like scroll the F down like push up Steph or something like that from the West.
Uh, I actually don't know where Steph goes here. I feel like he goes
Steph was right here
early.
22.
Wow.
I don't know. It's
There's merit to taking Steph there, but
yeah, I don't
I
know.
kind of
That
like
felt
our
weird.
thesis of playing bully big
Mhm.
and getting on the Suns. Where does yeah, Booker definitely went.
The weird thing with getting ahead of Bully Big with the Suns is they're not a good team to stack with because all the pieces go early. Like Book and Durant have already gone, and there's no way CP3 makes it back to us
He
because
might.
wow, look at that KD, Luca, Steph start. Like those are just some sweet names to pair together, but they're all in the West.
Yeah, like I
Like
don't.
CP3 makes a lot of sense here, no? With this guy, with Booker.
It does. It does.
Mhm.
There he goes. Okay. Damn.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he's not coming back to us, but yeah, I don't know.
We might have to like at this point. Okogie is the next best son that's available, but we have
Okay.
from the but we can build out other teams in the West.
What about hmm. We could get ahead of like damn. I was like Cleveland or the Knicks. Like we could mix those. Okay, so this guy's auto drafting, so he's gonna take whoever in front of us. Like, you get what I'm saying? So we can't.
For sure,
We can't.
taking Bane if we let him.
Right, which is fine. No.
My dog's going insane right now.
Oh, you're good. It's not that loud. I don't know. Who do you like here? Mitchell and Garland?
Taking two guys from the East feels bad. Like,
It does, right?
going? So it's fine. Mitchell can help get us over, but
We needed to go west here, but the problem was if we go west, like
you're
it
gonna
would have
take
been
like
like
Kings.
right. Yeah, fuck. We should have taken the Kings.
You
That was
can still
bad.
get them. Hold on 1 second, dude. This fucking dog.
Kawhi and George. Yeah, Kawhi PG. That's what I should have got to. Wow, Nick got all 4 Suns. Wow. GG's. That's sick. My mind goes to capping at 4 for almost every team. Now the question is, if you get 4 Suns, do you bother stacking? What are you going to do? Double stacks in the East? I think it's easier to make mini stacks out of the East than it is out of the West, because some of the best West mini stacks are like teams that are so fringe, like 80 LeBron, like Kawhi PG, like
Yeah,
Sabonis
the West
Fox.
is just so weak, man. It's so weak.
Yeah.
Oh, now okay, never mind. So who was that first pick?
I took Mitchell by accident. I mean, I was thinking like I was just kind of looking at ADP and it was kind of like we could put Mitchell and Garland together, or there's all the bigs left. But then I forgot our 2 big plan, because like it's kind of easy to go if you're thin at the big position, it's kind of easy to go like Garland plus Jared Allen or Garland plus Mobley late.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So as
Right.
your third big, you can tack on a Cleveland guy to have a 2-team Cleveland stack. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it feels bad in theory, just because like
Mhm.
we're building out Sixers, but what if you just make a dual? We could just make like a dual, like a 4-team build, so to speak. And
Right, yeah.
because so many of these Cleveland guys go late, and yeah, it feels like we're wrapping 4 condoms around this build, but these are good players that are taking. So I don't know. I don't feel bad about it. I
Yeah.
don't feel bad about like pivoting and building an ultra safe team that gets me 5 players potentially in the finals. If that's the way that my draft falls, that's the way that my draft falls.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nick's onto something here. Nick, while you were gone, said that he got all 4 Suns from.
I had that. I got that. I have one of those.
Oh, that's sick. So
Oh,
then what did you
yeah.
do after? Because I was saying that you would take just shots on 2s from the East from there.
Right. So what I did was I went Cavs and Knicks.
So this is going to be De'Aaron Fox, and we're making that sack bet, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
And
we could take Garland first, just
this dude's
because,
auto drafting,
so it might
so
not matter. But Garland's at the top. Do you want to do the Garland thing, or do you want to do like Jared Allen later?
no, I'd rather do Garland, I think.
Okay. So let's do the Garland. Let him auto draft the corner, and
So
then we'll take Fox, and
so that
then
team didn't have Aiton that I was saying, but it has Booker, Paul, and Durant.
and Durant. Yeah, so you got
Which,
3.
like, yeah, I mean that's pretty sick. And then Julius Randle with Brunson, and then
Yeah.
Darius Garland with the 2 bigs from Cleveland.
Okay, so I would say right now the easiest teams to like full stack, or the easiest teams that are being full stacked, are correct, right? Like it's Denver, it's Phoenix, it's Boston, and sometimes people are doing it with Memphis, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then the rest of them, okay, so structurally speaking, 4-team stack, like 4 players, 1 team, and then 3 2 minis. So it's a 4-team build with a 4-team stack pushing through the finals. because we're gonna need 5 in the finals. If you can get 6, it's the dream.
Yeah.
And the way you get 6 is if you get a 4 and a 2 there,
And
right?
you can do that like today, no doubt.
Right. Fuck, these are fun. I kind of want to just keep ripping these.
I know, man.
I'm like, as we're thinking through it. Okay, so I think it's Fox here. We rack up. We're pretty thin in the West, and we're gonna have to go West wings, which might make this a. This is so strong at guard. Damn.
Yeah, but like you could potentially start 3 of those guards in
Right.
round
Yes.
1.
Right. Yeah.
Not a bad thing. But this is the Kings. This might be a Kings miracle team right now.
No, I have the thesis. I have the
Okay.
thesis, and I'm not gonna say it till it comes back.
Yeah, no way.
And it's gonna be even grosser than King's Miracle.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's gonna be grosser than that.
We've
Buck
got
stack. Yeah, there you go. Buck stack. That's a good one, Numi.
we've got what, 3 picks left?
Yeah, like this here. Book
Holy
KD
shit.
Ayton, and then you go Cavs and Kings. That makes a lot of sense to me. Like that makes a lot of sense to me. I think I'd rather go because Cavs are what we said when we went back to the chart there. Cavs are by far the most suppressed, underappreciated team. But like they're also low scoring and they have lots of pieces and yeah.
I mean, they're 5 deep. That's really it. Like you don't really want like Karis LeVert. You don't want but they could do it. They could do it just because of how talented that 5 is. And it's really unique to have Allen and Mobley big time like matchup nightmares for guys because those guys can play really good D too.
Now Buster Boys is going to take George here, and I really like his team now. After he does that, I mean, he could take Brunson too, but I think if he goes George Brunson, I really like Buster Boys. Allen, weird. I mean, I guess he's just doesn't have another big. Okay, do you like my plan that I put in the chat?
Can you type in Warriors real quick? But yeah, go ahead and cue them up.
Warriors are basically all gone unless we want to go Draymond.
Yeah, that feels bad.
Looney. Yeah. Let's do it. I told you the plan was going to be gross, but the fact that AD is listed as a wing and we can do this little like AD plus LeBron, I don't know. It feels so fishy. It feels so fishy.
Hey man,
the other thing,
it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip to have AD or AD and LeBron on your team for round 1. It's why
not? There's that. I guess the other option would have been it's just so much easier to make 2-man. It's so much easier to make 2-man East stacks late that seem viable, right? The other thing we could have done was like Zion and BI.
Right.
Maybe that feels better.
So Zion is expected to be back for the playoffs, right? But I don't trust him, man.
Right.
Oh. Trying to look at some NBA best ball ranks, and they don't have the playoff best ball rankings.
The other thing we could do is,
dude,
what?
Am I tripping, or did they just pull the contest?
What?
I think they pulled the contest.
Which contest?
The one that we're drafting right now.
No way,
dude. Yes, and I think that they're fixing the and it's a guess. I think they're fixing the positions. They pulled it.
No way.
Good on them. I mean, it's only been out a couple hours. Good on them.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
You go to your rankings. There's
not listed. It's not listed here.
Oh, they're saying it's still under NBA? I don't know. It isn't.
Under NBA.
No, it's not.
I don't see it there. It might just be a temporary glitch. I can't imagine they pulled the contest.
I think they did, dude. Like AD should not be a wing. That is that's not good. Sabonis should not be a wing.
Yeah. I mean, you're 100% correct. But I don't think that warrants I don't know, maybe it does warrant pulling the contest. Because like these drafts are wait a second. I don't know, this is crazy.
This is like never happened.
So that backdoor Clippers stack from Buster Boys, I think that was really smart by him. We got a last pick here that we could go any which way. I wasn't paying attention because I was enamored with the thought that this was getting pulled.
Who cares, man? It's like we're watching the sun like eat up the earth in real time. It's like nothing matters.
Oh shit! I was gonna click Claxton. Oh, I guess Siakam, whatever. It's same thesis. And then we go with the two bigs there. Actually, in theory, I should have gone Phoenix there. Okay.
Good practice. Good practice.
If I was paying attention, I would have gone Phoenix. Let's see here. Okay, so we got two in the dance here. We click the dance. Click the dance info. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. This is bizarre. Put the bat signal in the Discord there for us.
Yeah.
Okay, if you go to your completed and hit you can still enter drafts. Right, that's what I was just trying to do. Okay, let's see. Completed NBA playoffs. Click the dance up here. I don't see an entry thing from me, Blake.
Mamba said they pulled it.
Wow. Bat
That's crazy.
signal. The bat signal. Player pool issues. Very interesting. Okay, let's talk about this. We are a month out. We're a month out from the playoffs starting. The playoffs start April 11th is the play-in games. And the first, actually, let me not speak out of turn. I actually wrote it down. The
first round is April 15th.
Yeah. So the play-in games start April 11th, and then the NBA playoffs start April 15th. Do I think the player pool was wrong right now? Yeah, probably. Do I think it's early enough in the draft window to pull a contest? Yes. Do I think we should ever have a instance in which contests get pulled? In an ideal world, probably not. But do I think this will be a considerably better contest if they pull it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's my dogs barking like crazy.
Now, yeah. I feel bad for people that like put in mad volume.
Yeah, to get ahead of it this morning. Yeah, I do feel bad for that. But hey, I mean, the thing is, you're still going to do those drafts, right? Like, Numi saying he did 25. Like, yeah, man, you're still going to do 25 more, right? Yeah, I don't know. Do you tend to agree with my statement there?
100%.
No, you're okay.
100%. Yeah. And like Chip says, like I guess like a little maybe reviewing the pool beforehand, but I mean, sometimes you need the player feedback to realize how much of an issue you're dealing with. So
right.
I agree with it. I understand grinders can be upset because they spent a lot of time and got some sick combos, but I'm glad they did that. I'm sorry. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset about it because you could just see when we were talking about it and walking through. Oh, I can't even look at the rankings now, but when we were walking through that and we're looking at the bigs, like, I don't know. Yeah. Nick encapsulates kind of like how I feel too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, it's sad, but I'm happy they did that. But yeah, I mean, live and learn, right? Because from their perspective, yeah, I agree. The positions were fucked up. From their perspective, like, does it suck that they pull a contest after it's been out? Yeah. Is this contest starting tonight? No, it's starting It's starting 40 days from now. So if there's ever a window of time to pull a contest, it would be now, right? But in an ideal world, yes, I agree. Pulling a contest is a bad look. But to be fair, the only people that are going to notice are the crazy sickos that are hanging out right here. And like, most people haven't even considered drafting the playoff contest yet, let alone had done 25 like Numi, right? I
I
mean,
know, and I'm not, and I'm,
yeah.
and like, yeah, I'm upset that I lost like a really sick Suns combo as well.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, that's a
Right.
bummer. But dude, the
They're
positions.
available in 2 hours. When they get this redone, those combinations will be there in 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the 80, and I think it would be interesting if like ADP. So like whenever this relaunches, if they can
Mhm.
keep that same like raw ADP, that I think that
Interesting.
would be like nice rather than taking that historical data, then like switching the positions, and then now we have like a more educated ADP. So now we can't get those like sicko combinations that people really hunt for.
Yeah.
If not, then then I think somebody near and dear to us is going to be extremely pissed.
Yeah. I mean, in instances like this, I just take my player cap off and I put my my building hat on. Like
Yeah, just
I
try
take
perspective.
put my company hat on and empathize with the situation opposed to getting bent out of shape on a personal level that like, oh no, my ADPs are out of whack now. I lost that value. Is
I don't
okay.
know. I applaud it
Yeah,
personally.
same. Exactly. Yeah.
Personally, I think it needed to be done, and rather do
Yeah.
it now than wait. Like it was now or never. Truly,
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it took us 5 minutes of picking through those names, right? Like it took us 5 minutes of barely looking at it and being like, "That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong." Right? So,
mhm.
yeah.
Well,
Um,
should we do some dailies instead?
yeah, let's do some dailies instead. Let's jump in there. Numi still under the weather, but put together a little bit of a cheat sheet for us today. I mean,
Amazing.
yeah, no we got back-to-backs from the Celtics side. They played that double overtime game last night. They don't have a practice report yet. That will come midday today. Could see a little bit of funny business there, but they are playing a Cleveland squad. But I think these Q tags are going to go hand in hand. That's what I'm thinking, Nez. Tell me if you agree with me, because I'm thinking if you get Donovan Mitchell with like an out, he did the return and come back, but return and come back and didn't play, I believe, with the finger thing last game. They were just up big enough, I think, that they didn't need him after that. But apparently he came back to the bench and was like available to play. I don't know. But their lowest total game on the slate, it should be, from a basketball perspective, it should be like a little bit of a East playoff preview, similar to what we saw last night with the Knicks. And that's something to get excited about and watch tonight. From fantasy purposes, I think if we get the Donovan Mitchell out early in the day, yeah, here Chip bringing up that he participated in shoot around.
Yeah.
Underdog had a note about that, so trending in the right direction. But I'm saying if you get that Mitchell midday queue as it is right now, and then all of a sudden the Celtics report comes out in 2 hours here, that Celtics report comes out, and all of a sudden you got the Jays are questionable tonight. I think if Mitchell sits, one of them sits, right?
Yeah, like we talk about these Q
Mhm.
tags kind of going hand in hand, but like you said, this is such a major matchup, and the
Yeah.
Celtics just had like a meltdown on national TV. I think they want
Mhm.
to get right, and against a good team like Cleveland too. I think is like is a tough matchup, but I can see them wanting to be full force here, and same with Cleveland. I mean,
Mhm.
Cleveland obviously wants to win this game too. It's going to be a big matchup, but for fantasy purposes, yeah, it leaves a bit to be desired. The lowest total, like by far,
Mhm.
but some of the best players on this smallish slate
Yeah.
are in this matchup. So you're going to have to take your shots somewhere in this game.
Yeah. 6 game slate, front end stuff. You could see a little bit of, we don't really know what to make of the Pistons rotation right now. But if
God,
you get Wiseman to sit, opens up some more minutes at the 5 there. And I don't know. Like it's gonna be like, hey, do we mix it in? Yeah, of course we mix it in, but like it's Marvin Bagley. I don't know,
I would
but
rather. I don't know, man. I think you can take your shots on Wiseman. I'd rather have Bagley here. I think that this is low key like a good spot for
yeah,
Bagley and the Pistons. um,
yeah.
a fun game to target for sure.
Yeah, and then these two Pacers and Blazers are back to backs. They weren't on the main slate yesterday, so I actually, when I was doing my initial research, I was like, yeah, I didn't even know they were back to backs because they just played earlier in the day, so they
Oh,
weren't on
okay.
like that.
That's kind
Yeah,
of yeah. I feel like that's in their favor. They get more time to recover.
yeah, right. But Miles Turner popping in the spreadsheets allegedly, which I mean, not overly surprising there. But Hallie played yesterday, and I anticipate Hallie playing again today. He had a Q tag yesterday, and then kind of played. But that being said, Turner's still popping. So yeah, I don't know. He's already got the Q on the site there. So I'm not really sure what to make of Hallie, but what do you say we just jump in a draft and figure it out on the fly?
Yeah, let's get it. I'm not
Pick
like
and
in
roll. I'm
love
not
with
ready for
Hallie
pick
right
and
now.
roll
I will
yet.
say, yeah, no,
Yeah, fair
I need to
enough.
get my feet wet. It's a lot of that Q tag too, and I think other people are scared of it as well.
Hmm.
And just the matchup against Philly. I know that Philly's not like a defensive monster or anything, but they kind of pace down a little bit.
Yep.
Okay,
We
cute.
got the sickos in here to take advantage of our EV here.
we're we're such fish without Numi. We're so lost. But this is like a pretty top heavy lobby or pool, and then once you get past like Miles Turner, then that's where things get gross. I mean, there's good options. Don't get me wrong, but
Yep.
that's a very stark Mendoza line after Turner. Very
Mendoza
stark.
line. We found our way to finagle a Mendoza line reference into a hoop stream. I love to see it.
It's in the blood, man. I can't.
Yeah. Actually, I'm stoked to talk some MLB tomorrow. Lots of stuff happening in spring. I
Mhm.
really wish. I mean, I think tomorrow we lead with. I really wish we knew what Jordan Walker's ADP would be doing right now.
I was almost gonna put out a poll.
Yeah, like where do you think okay, let's just talk about it for 1 second. Where do you think Jordan Walker's ADP would have started in the 190s or something like that, right?
20th round.
And yeah, he would have started in the 20th. Where would he be today if we were drafting?
My thoughts are 16th round. I still think
Ooh,
he would be late.
ooh, I think he'd be earlier than that.
I think
I
right
think
now
it depends.
yeah.
It depends if he had, because he's traditionally an infielder. He's obviously not going to play third base. If he makes that team, he's going to play in the outfield, right? He is going to be a full fledged outfielder
If
and
he's an outfield
play.
position, then he's going in like the 12th.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Who do you like here?
I think
Sabonis?
Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis seems fun. Sabonis seems like the answer always.
Bro, they're running a compressor in my living room. I'm sorry if you can hear this.
Look at this hero.
Oh
Look who
my.
it is.
Wow.
Back from the dead.
What's up, fellas?
How you feeling, Numi?
I've said it to about 3 people, but the symptoms I'm feeling right now are like I literally, if anyone's tubed behind a boat, I'm tubed behind a boat for the whole entire weekend, just smashing the water. Then just ran a marathon and had to get up on 2 hours of sleep. That's the symptoms right now, but we're
That's
hanging in there,
gross.
man.
Um,
I had to hop on with all of this going on and see. I'll let you guys continue to draft here, but I just had to
what do
hop
you
on for a
guys think
minute.
about? Is it crazy to push up Fox and like go for a little stack job here? That's insane, right? That's just my playoff brain.
Uh,
I kind of like getting ahead of the Q tag a little bit, but Trey or Jimmy feels really good too. Trey's been
Okay, I
playing really
think
good ball.
okay, let's go with Jimmy because I'm pretty sure when I looked at the sheet earlier, he was popping over Trey, and Trey plays no defense, so Jimmy's gonna eat his lunch. Yeah, I don't know, that's my thought process there. Yeah, Undertaker gift for Numi coming in. There you go. Yeah, he's so heated about the draft people that he came in here.
He's like the Willy Wonka in the Charlie Factory. His grandpa up out of bed after.
Yeah. I will say, I'll give you my 2 cents on that. I totally agree. If there's a time to pull it, it's early. My general reaction of grinding these and getting the values, totally get everyone's reaction of everyone got values, everyone had the same thing. I get it.
Yeah.
It's just, I agree with Chip. It's like, you got to review this before you drop it. You really do. Because the time and the effort and everything that we put in, like I was grinding it with that contest details and I thought it was fine. I understood the big limited, but yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough. A little more communication would have been fantastic. But yeah, and I'm still, like I said, I'm not gonna enter anymore. As soon as they release it back, I'm gonna hop right back in. It's gonna be a gut punch if anything's changed ADP wise. Like they better just change positions and release it like that. Otherwise that'd be tough. Just knowing what was available. But again, we're all drafting on the same playing field, so I totally get that. But
yeah.
To your point, Nez, I do get it. If there's a time to pull it, like 4 hours in, like a month before the playoff, makes sense. Jamal, just because he's on a fire, and I like him a lot.
We just got the news drop that I was looking for, and Jason Tatum's out.
Yep. So that's why I was gonna come in and say the biggest thing is the Celtics. Do we get any other news on that?
Oh yeah, chance? I hammered that, Numi. I told everybody that 5 minutes ago the news drops. I'm ahead of the curve, buddy. Don't you worry.
I know. I was wondering if we got any Jaylen Brown or anything, because I was kind of fading all of them.
Brown is in.
Brown, we get in it.
According to Nick.
Cool.
According to Nick, fine. Brown is in, but the Underdog site did not tweet anything about him being in. They just tweeted the guys out. So Horford's out, Tatum's out, and Brogdon is not listed on the injury report.
Stack up that CJ McCollum there. Get him on that nice.
Oh shit! I forgot we were on the clock.
Yeah, I'm scouring news reports right now and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I like getting on the Pels tonight. Valanciunas also with a Q tag, right? So he's 6th round freebie, but also kind of, I don't know if we want that, right?
For which player?
The Valanciunas. Yeah. So Valanciunas did little nugget there. He did practice in full yesterday, so that is always a good sign. Just better than we don't know or anything like that. So, that game. I know the total will tell you Philly, Indiana is that second, but the second game that I'm personally targeting is that Portland Detroit game. I really like that. I think there's a lot of pieces available late that are just really, really fun to stack up. This is gonna feel like a Nez pick right here, but Cam Reddish is someone I like as a 6th round pick. just someone that's just kind of like was good in
playing
college,
for a job.
Has the name. He's getting the minutes.
Blue collar.
Yeah, there you go. Just start naming all the attributes. There you go, Nez. Yeah. But I like him. And Tyler Hero is a fun one too. Anytime I can get Tyler Hero in a game in which I envision him just having a 3-point contest with then Trae Young, like that's what I envision in Tyler Hero, and I like that. And we know that.
Heroes 25 or 55. Heroes 25 or 55 from.
Yeah, he's JJJ, but a guard.
But a guard, yes.
Anytime Hero is against a bad defense, I always hammer his over points. It's just a lock. It's the biggest lock of all time.
I wonder if they I don't think they do, but like if they put DeJounte on him, I really don't think they do. I don't know how it's going to work, but he would assume because DeJounte is not going to match up with Jimmy, so they could just put him on Hero and have Trae just basically play guard Gabe Vincent. Like that would make the most sense.
So Bagley goes there. I got a name. What do we think about putting Derek White up a bit now with that new news? He's going to start. Yeah,
it is lowest total game, but I'll take the surefire. I'll take the point. Like what I like to conceive as like points there, and
right. Like this feels like 35 minutes, right?
It does, but No, I like Derek White here. I just got a Tyrese Maxey like spidey sense that he's going nut tonight
Hey,
against the Pacers.
your third eye has been open, my man.
Dog,
You've been
how does this not seem like Tyrese Maxey like 35 against the Pacers tonight? I don't know how
he
it
just
doesn't.
he just saw IQ do it. He goes, anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. Were they former teammates?
No, it's just they're like the same. I like comp them as like the same like kind of playerish, like sixth man on a team, that young guy, like same similar.
Way to go, Nez. Way to go, man.
I didn't think Steez was a listener. I didn't know Steez was in the.
Oh, Steez is hanging out for sure. He knows what's up. What do you guys like this Jaden Ivey? Maybe get ahead of that Detroit. You said you liked that Detroit game. Who was some of the other ones you liked? Reddish late. Who else do you like?
I think I'd rather do Reddish. Or what about with the Boston big?
Let's do Reddish. Let's do Reddish.
Okay.
I like Cam. I'm pretty sure the reasoning why. I know. When you get down here, you're making bets. Like I could see he's projected for 32. I could see him falling for more, and he's just been playing better. And no Anthony Simons is big. Obviously, it helps Dame more, but it helps everyone around there. Like 100%.
Do you still have a hospital bracelet on your wrist?
No, it's the state. It's the state basketball tournament that I went to and probably gave everybody COVID. So,
oh my god.
Yeah. I had to call my
spreader knew me.
I had to go, dude. I didn't assume I had freaking COVID. All of a sudden, I'm like, I woke up today. I'm like, dude, I don't know what it is, but I feel just like what I told you, and I took the test, and I'm like, it's not going to show up. Like 10 minutes, it just shows the double red line. I'm like, son of a bitch. Like,
oh my god.
But yeah, like I said, yeah, it's not like, I mean, not life threatening at all. Just have that. For me, I get I already deal with like anxiety up like a boatload. It's just spiking it. Like I just feel like I'm on top of that, I feel like I'm literally sitting on top of a roller coaster and we haven't dropped, and that's been me for like 3 days. It's just butterflies.
Oh man. Yeah. We got a whole bunch of Q tags that I want to talk about. When you brought up the Cam Reddish one there's a whole bunch of other Q tags in that game. Like if Simons can't go, actually I guess that's basically the only big one. But if Simons can't go there, like opens up a little bit more for Reddish. I think Reddish starts at the 3 either way, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Simons is. Simons is doubtful. So like, we're not getting them. We're not getting them. Like unless we get the weird, but that's someone you really don't like. The only thing it would affect would be the Cam Reddish thing. So yeah, that's the.
That's why I brought it up, Numi.
Do you think Grant is like too low?
Give me 1 second here. My freaking mic is just nuts, but yeah, where is Grant here? Let me find him here.
23.
Yeah, so he's basically right at ADP in terms of the sheet. And I say the sheet, obviously I tell people I always add an ADP and I adjust differently. So I don't just take like John does sometimes. And, I took the sheet, uploaded the ranks. Next thing you know, I had 80% of this guy, like that thing. Like I'll usually adjust for ADP and try and do that. But yeah, guys.
So Tatum's out, but doesn't have an out tag.
I bet we just.
Oh, there you go. Now he does. Do we like Sabonis, Harden, or Hallie?
Sabonis.
Yeah, I can already envision the way all my drafts are going today, and it's going to be so much Sabonis, so much Fox, so much BI, so much McCollum, and then a whole bunch of that Detroit and Portland stuff late. Yeah, I think that's how every draft's going to look for me.
Yeah, the late night hammer being the highest total game. I mean, and granted, these teams are just going to play at a track meet. But then, you have a lot of other like interesting Q tags too. Like if somehow Fox does get ruled out, you know what I mean? Like, although I'm thinking he plays, but it being a hamstring, it's kind of like iffy for me. Those are tough injuries to kind of gauge.
Hallie, Siakam, the finger, or pulling up Jaylen Brown without Tatum now.
Yeah, I don't have the projections with that. I would assume Brown would be thrusted up. I really do.
Let's do it. I mean, it's lowest total game on the slate, but when you take Tatum off and Jaylen Brown's going good.
He already had a 46 ceiling with Tatum in there. I mean, you take out Tatum's 36 minutes and all of that usage, it's going to funnel to Jaylen Brown. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kind of have like a gal brain take about Sabonis, and I wonder if like a team can take down this contest with Sabonis being your first round pick. I don't know that he like he's a double, like he's a walking
Machine.
double, but does he like and I'm just like thinking out loud here, like Jimmy and Bam, I feel like have higher ceilings.
That's fair.
But Sabonis has the higher. That's just me, my bro science gal brain thought there. And Sabonis is just so safe though. Like you're not getting less than like 45 from him tonight. But Jimmy against the Pacers, right? Feels insane.
Jimmy against the Hawks.
Hawks. Okay, one of those.
Still, yeah, both are fire.
One of those East teams that don't play defense.
Yeah. And that's crazy because mainly you're getting defense from the East. So it's like if you're in the East and you don't play defense, good luck. You're just gonna get bullied.
There's 5 teams that play defense.
Dude, this is the Derek White game.
You're right. Yeah.
Nick's on this. This is the Derek White game. Like Brown played 48 minutes last night. They went to double OT. Like he's gonna come out here. He's gonna play 36 tonight, and Cleveland's gonna blow their doors off.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. And then it's Derek White night. I don't know. This is interesting. This makes this slate a lot of fun. I kind of like taking taking the Fox gamble here.
Let's do it.
I mean, pairing him with Sabonis isn't the best, but if there's 2 teammates to pair in the first 2 rounds, I'm pretty fine with it being these 2.
Yeah. Also, just on that Boston thing, I'm pretty sure Marcus Smart, didn't he play like 30, almost 40 minutes yesterday too?
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean, and he
fouled out in overtime too, so he would have had the same amount.
He's had nagging injuries, and like he's a guy that's not. I wouldn't say he's 100% healthy. So to give, I mean, yeah, it's going to be an interesting if we get any more back or if they hold people back. Like we saw Grant Williams get a DNCP like 2 days ago randomly, and then all of a sudden yesterday he played 44 minutes. Like he's never got a DNCP the entire season, and he randomly got one. Like the Bucks or the Celtics could just screw us all tonight with a weird lineup.
Yeah, that's fair. We could do the hero ceiling game bet. We could do the Grant ceiling with everybody else out, or we could take DeJounte, who balled out the other night.
Nez, what do you think?
DeJounte feels trappy.
You can't do that to me.
I know. I was like, whoa. You said trappy, and I'm like, John's moving him up. I'm like, oh.
No, I like the hero versus bad defense narrative. I think he goes off.
Okay. Hey, how about Luke Kennard last night coming out and icing some threes in the Clippers' face? Reminded them.
Mm-hmm. That was a
really
good
4 for 4 to start the game.
It was a really good pickup for the Grizz, man. Just, I mean, it was a perfect player.
Yeah, perfect
that they needed.
Off-ball shooter for the second rotation. Yeah, agreed.
It was really good. And then like that job, I know we were talking about the playoffs, but the Grizz are absolutely set up to be just fine without John Morant. Like, does John Morant obviously help them? Yeah, but like, the Grizz are really set up for to have that. Like, we saw it last year. They did just fine without Ja. In fact, I'm pretty sure they had a better record without Ja than they did with Ja at one point. So like, yeah, they just got all the pieces in place to pick up the slack. So in terms of the playoff contest is what you guys are talking about. I agreed there.
Sabonis' highest game this year was 71. I mean, that's
pretty good.
That's a good ceiling. That's a good ceiling.
It's pretty good.
I do get the narrative, and what you're suggesting is that like, fuck, max egos again.
Yeah, I wonder if tonight is a slate like,
What do you guys like here before you?
Jeez, man, Jared Allen this late. I don't know.
Jared Allen. We could pair teammates and go the Derek White. I really think.
Jared Allen's right at ADP if we want to do it. If we want to push up White, that's fine too, and have both. But I know it's the lowest total game, but I'm fine with it. I mean, we saw
Brown is nice.
We saw the low for just like going off the lowest total game. Like we do it and it makes sense, but it's like a 1-game sample. Anything can happen. The Knicks and the Heat freaking win. I know they win. Maybe it was overtime, or that was like, or they went deep. But like we were talking about how we don't really want to have them, and you needed Jimmy Butler and Julius Randle. Like they
right.
like. It's just sometimes it's as simple as like lowest total game. Yes, that means I'm gonna maybe have a little less exposed to them. But like if they fall to you and they're in that spot, like I'm just gonna take them, and like I'm just gonna because like today could be like yesterday where a team could be built that's a winner where you do get Sabonis in round 1 and you do get these guys, but then you get someone that for an IQ who wasn't being drafted at all of a sudden gets thrusted up into the middle of the rounds, and it's a guy you need. So if you just kind of like play the angles and were to get a team with Sabonis and you don't technically need him to get that 71 because you hit all the other spots pre-news type thing. That's why
you need that 71 from the back end.
Yeah.
I got a hot take. Today's IQ. Okay, let's make this pick first. Who do you guys like right here?
I thought you were going to take the
I
today's IQ.
was waiting for the hot take.
He doesn't fit this. He doesn't fit this team.
What about Aaron Gordon?
Shoot, yeah. Why not, man?
Okay. Sure.
Again, just a guy right at
kind of like
ADP.
Jaden Ivey, but yeah.
Okay.
No, it's good.
I feel like Gordon's due.
Okay, today's IQ. Malik Monk. Fox, 3rd round pick, highest total, good game environment. He doesn't go. Malik Monk gets the start. Boom. Malik Monk is today's IQ. That's 64.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's the closest thing I think we could get on the slate. That's a really good call in terms of the profile coming off the bench with that usage. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, they call me a hoops guy. I mean,
they do.
I tell you what, though, if we do get the Fox out, I'm going straight to the Red Rocket, Kevin.
I knew you were. Yeah, I was going to say another guy that's pretty interesting is Mr. Headband himself.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey, Killian Hayes. Hey. Killian Hayes, that's a name.
Headband is pretty cheap in the full court press, Nez, so hop in.
Oh boy, don't twist my arm.
Let's rip one more of these and then call her a day, boys. And then we'll do baseball tomorrow. Wednesday we might have a special guest, and we'll do Wob Nez Day plus football, and then Thursday we'll do baseball again, and then Friday will be a wild card.
Tomorrow we got outfielders, right?
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do outfielders. Yeah, yep. And then we're gonna talk about Jared Kelenic for 5 hours.
The Jared Kelenic, it's literally the Jared Kelenic show. It's literally what it is.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, it's actually the Byron Buxton, Brian Reynolds, and Jared Kelenic show, brought to you by the Badge Bros.
You know what's funny? You know what?
Jared
Kelenic and Brian Reynolds have in common? They are the 2 last batters to barrel off of Devin Williams.
Oh, that's not bad. I would say that's good. Devin Williams.
Kelenic took him big deep, even though that pitch was freaking down the pipe hack shot. But
he still did it. He didn't miss.
Man,
he didn't miss.
How can we
over the batter's eye? Over the batter's eye, dude. Oh, God. I want to talk about Senga too. I want to talk about Senga tomorrow a little bit too, because I watched all of Senga's start.
He's good.
Is John? Is it me too, or is it my internet, or is he kind of going choppy?
Little blurski.
Fuck me.
Working with like 4 pixels.
He goes to get a camera, but
hell's going on?
You're back.
Yep.
I've never had internet. Like I pay for like the best internet on planet Earth because I couldn't have disconnects for poker. Like I just couldn't, right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, the last 2 shows we've done, it's just been a mess for no reason.
Oh,
sure. Seems like a no-brainer.
Okay.
Chips using.
Yeah, I think it's a clear top 3 today.
Chips out here using the sheet. Hey, I just want to say, just because I've had multiple people ask for the 44 people here, I know may not appeal to all of you, but for anyone interested, we did do a PGA best ball show on our Unhinged channel, in which I know a lot of people don't even know exists. So we do have a second channel called Badge Bros Unhinged, which is specifically supposed to be for me at night, do me at night, and then us doing any other Nesnug shows type events. We did do one. I did one with Chris. So The link is in this channel below. It's also in our Discord as well. Check that out if you have any interest in doing it, or you're wondering. I've had 3 people this weekend hit me up like, "Yo, Badge Bros PGA win," and I'm like, "Here's the link." So, folks, and we're gonna be doing some more.
Perfect. What about this?
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of like the Siakam run back. I kind of love the Siakam run back.
Do it. Yeah, Nick kind of got me scared with the Jaylen Brown 30 whatever minutes yesterday. So now I'm like, do they just come out here and like barely play the dude?
It doesn't make sense, right? To play him. He played just as much as the other guys, and you're playing Cleveland, who's at full strength, unless they go
unless
like
Mitchell sits.
And they're like, okay,
yeah,
we got one more for you, and then Mitchell's gone. And
I think Mitchell might sit now that Tatum's sitting, like just in general.
I know you do. I know you
got
Monday
night, no nationally televised game.
Why would he participate in shoot around?
Because
he's testing out the finger.
Yeah, he's just a hooper. Yeah, he's just a hooper. He's just a hooper.
Go participate and shoot around in like 20 minutes. Like,
man, if I had an NBA gym, I'd go get some shots in too, man.
Yeah, man. You know how nice those gyms are? He just wants to be at the gym.
Yeah, they're just bumping some music, jamming with the boys. Yeah.
I can't stomach how orange my camera looks beside your guys's right now. I gotta have to F around with this, and
I can give you my lighting setup. I've got a light over here. I got this light. It's the most rinky-dink setup.
You need to get one of these, dude, right here.
I got one of those, but I just didn't turn it on yet.
Oh, well, that doesn't see. That's gonna.
Well, I used to use it, and it looked all janky. How about Garland in anticipation that Mitchell?
Angle to play. That's an angle that's interesting to play for me. Like
he feels like a shorthanded merchant too, where like a team's down and like now it's time. Now Garland's like, all right, I'm gonna cook now. Like
it's such an interesting call or name for just, and I love that. I love what you just like. My brain takes a little bit to process what you're like. I'm like, wait, what did he do? Oh, I'm like, I like that.
Team's down, like like picking on someone your own size. Like, no, Garland's out here and he's getting buckets tonight. Because
dude, when it was Garland and the Bulldog, Mr. Colin Sexton, I like that team a lot too. And then you just swap Bulldog for Mitchell,
Sexland,
and it's
baby.
Like,
I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah, Sexland in the trees, tall trees, baby.
What are you perverts talking about?
The former Cavs.
The former Cavs.
Yes, just heard Sexland like 3 times as I was trying to look for a player.
As you're trying to draft. Get your mind.
Colin Sexton balled out one time. I already know who Baby Stevens taking here.
I keep seeing someone talking best puck. Did they come out with an NHL best ball or playoff?
I don't know.
Connor McDavid's a goalie in it.
Oh my god!
That might be your best Nez Nugget of all time.
Oh my god, man, that is the greatest. That is the greatest.
Miles Turner.
Yeah, Miles Turner feels like I was really scared Baby Stevie was going to take him there, but he took Grant instead, which is entirely fine. But
dude, like Nez is on one. We need to give him another hour on this show just to straight up be solo. This is nuts.
I'm busy, man. The dude, I got a Monday today. I got shorts to upload.
You got real life shit, eh?
I'm getting after it today on a Monday.
I like it. I respect it. I might just go for a little afternoon pop. Have a cheeky one.
Afternoon pop.
A little pregame, a little pre-puck pop.
Am I missing? Am I missing something? Pop? What?
It's a soda, man. It's a beer.
Okay, buddy, you don't call pop beer. No.
I knew it.
No, soda. Okay, by the way, people in Texas call Coca-Cola. That's their reference for like soda all over, and it's like or anything.
All right, but it's a southern thing.
Do you guys want Maxi or the white narrative?
I like I said, man. I like Maxi tonight. I think Maxi. Maxi.
We got Miles Turner on this team.
A bad defense merchant, like he just. It's like the Tyler Hero thing.
Yeah, I think Maxi is like a little bit of box score watching there with like his last game getting 40 minutes. Like he started obviously, but that's because they were without Harris and who? They were out without.
Embiid? No, Embiid was there.
No, Embiid played. I will look up right now.
I forget. Okay, hold up. So you call Pop beer too, Naz?
No, I just know what I mean, like.
Oh, okay.
I knew what he
You
was
don't
doing.
call it these things, man. My references just come on the fly.
I'm trying to wonder because
you gotta be playing catch up out here.
We get like Minnesotans and people in up here get shit for calling it Pop. And everyone goes, "Oh, it's a Pop." Huh? Like when I go to Colorado, they're like, I would be like Pop, and literally they'll kind of like giggle, be like, "Okay." Like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'll be like, "Minnesota." They're like, "Got it." I'm like,
why? Because they call it soda.
Soda. Everywhere else is like soda,
yeah.
and it's soda. And then literally when you get into the South, like one of my aunts from Alabama calls. She goes, "Can I get a Coke?" And she could be talking about a Sprite, a Pepsi, like anything.
Oh, it's literally anything.
The Coke is
that. It's like the South. It's like a Southeast thing.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. So
it's a deep South thing. That's what
she's from like Birmingham, Alabama. So,
but when you go to Pennsylvania,
she's
they
a
call
good
it
old
Pop.
boy. She's a good old boy, isn't she?
She's a Bama fan. She loves it.
Before we sign off, I think we need to look at the.
Yeah,
rankings.
we will. Yeah, I'm ahead. I got you. Cool. I was saving it in my mind there. Yeah. Last pick for us on the day. We haven't taken Jaden Ivey yet. I don't know. He just seems like he's going to play a lot. The same thing with Killian Hayes. Yep. We could do the Reddish thing again if we want to make that bet. I'm just curious. You said Simons has a D. Simons has a Q. I mean, taking Simons and then having a swap is not the dumbest thing in the world, in my opinion.
For RG, he has like, let me check the official NBA injury report here. At 1:30.
I want the swap. I want the swap. Ineligible to be swapped. Remove. Oh my god! And we get fucking Michael Porter. What the shit, man? Everything we can.
Anthony Simons is out.
Yeah. Well, we just got.
While you were grinding the news, we were getting the bad news via message. It was. Are you sure?
We just ruined this perfectly good team. But I will say, so far, just like I want to say, macro takeaways from this slate. I'm gonna go to the rankings real quick. Macro takeaways from the slate is there's going to be some nice Jaylen Brown teams with him thrust up, but Nick did scare me a little bit off with that news. I really like this this Buckets pick. I really like this Fox if he goes, but the Malik Monk fallback on the swap because he's not getting drafted at all. So I think Fox in the third round feels really safe. Garland pushing him up if Mitchell doesn't go feels fun. Pushing up both BI and McCollum seems good. Turner popping in the sheets, really like Turner. Tyler Hero, if you can get him in the fifth, feels like an absolute smash. Yeah. And then obviously the Derek White, the Maxey potential. Let's go to, I actually want to look at the Sixers real quick. You can't look them up like that. Can you look them up like? Yeah, so PJ Tucker is the Q tag and Harris is the Q tag. So, I mean, getting ahead of that with Maxey, you're kind of playing full price for it right now. But like, Shake might start. What if we get a little, what if we get a little Milt, right? I don't know. Just thinking out loud. And then Numi dropped the Cam Reddish nugget late. That looks even better now that we got the Simons rule out. Grant seems underpriced for that. I mean, we talked about centers versus Detroit. Centers versus Detroit narrative is the new centers versus Charlotte. Wiseman can't defend. Probably not going to play. Bagley's Bagley. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else there?
No, I think we pretty well covered today.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at what they adjusted with the bigs.
All of the bigs that were wings are now bigs.
Okay, good. Perfect.
So Sabonis, AD, Zion, Draymond, Wood.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm literally going down the list.
He's going down the list.
Right? I'm literally doing that, and you jump in here and just like talk over like for no reason. I'm literally going to click them, look at this beautiful interface. I can read the chat too, man. But I was going to say that ADP held. So it's the exact same. So if you want to hop in the streets right now and get a little value on bigs right now, Randall's ADP mispriced, Sabonis mispriced there. Draymond's now a big in there. Bam's a big. Oh, Bam was always a big. 80, Zion, Christian Wood, and Tillman. Didn't see his name before. Yeah, those are the big ones, huh?
Yeah, they get a big buff with Sabonis in there for sure.
Yeah. I think Sabonis and Randall are the two biggest ones for me, right? And the AD one just makes sense, obviously.
Yeah.
And makes those back end Lakers stacks a little more desirable if you punt big or you go like one big early and then you go like LeBron AD stack in like the 9-10 or 8-9, something like that from a corner. Makes a lot of sense. What do you guys think strat wise with this?
I think early on, punting big makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
If you're not 1-2,
pushing up to punting.
If you're not 1-2, like
yeah.
I just got Embiid at the 6. So that's a fun big to get at the 6 spot.
That is fun.
Dude wasted no time.
Yeah, he's already
he's probably in like 5 drafts.
Yeah. I want to confirm. I heard this is interesting. So now with more bigs and more depth at bigs, Matt suggesting that Giannis should be 101. What do you guys think about that?
It's definitely way more of a question. I will say.
For just my take, my opinion, and nothing to do with anything diving deep, I think the Bucks are the team to beat. I think Giannis is the best player in the NBA. There's a difference between best player and obviously MVP. You can do all that, but I mean, just in terms of a physical freak and that does it over and over, like it's just Giannis. So I think he's a cheat code, like obviously along with these top guys, but I like stacking Bucks and then kind of with the value right now. So for me, it's kind of getting these full stacks, maybe a 3 or 4, and then maybe like just doing the 2s because of what is available. Like we said, with the Heat, Clippers, Cavs, T-Wolves, Lakers, those guys are just so far down there that you can just get absolute studs with good playoff odds. Like, and then at that point, you're just hoping that you get luck in the series. You know what I mean? But those top guys are going to score. So
in that same vein, I think we kind of nailed it when we were talking about the front end here. In that same vein is that the West stacks are so much cheaper, so that stacking the East teams early, like stacking Bucks or stacking Celtics or Sixers with those first 2 or 3 picks makes a lot of sense. And then mini stacks with the West make a lot more sense because they're way more readily available and way more readily available with talented pieces like the PG plus Kawhi, like the previously mentioned LeBron plus AD. Like these teams might not make the playoffs, but the Sabonis plus Fox one makes a lot more sense now that Sabonis is a center too. Like we did it in our previous draft. And then, anyways, I think this makes, I think this makes for a very much more interesting contest than the previous one did. But I think we kind of nailed our preview, Nez.
Yeah. I think we held our own. Some things changed, and I think we covered the changes pretty nicely. I'll be back in here all day until this ADP changes for sure, though. This is definitely a lot of fun to get in right now. Yeah,
fully agree there. All right. Anything to add, gentlemen? I think that should be that should do it for us there. Anything else?
No, just excited for tomorrow. Big show, outfield preview. Everybody's most polarizing position right now. Nice.
John, Nez was talking, and then you just went and talked right over him.
No one,
he had everything.
No one gives me any respect around here, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, that one was still. That's because we were going back to a previous topic, and now we're thrusting into a new topic. You see, there's parameters for interruption here, Numi.
Roll the clip. End the show.
Yo, Nez, what shirt we wearing tomorrow?
Get your Pirates jersey.
Oh yeah,
get your Pirates jersey out.
All right,
yeah,
I'll
get my JT Brubaker jersey out.
There we go. You know your stuff.
Oh,
same with you, Numi. I know you got one.
Oh yeah, I got 2. I got 2 McCutch jerseys,
I know.
baby. Let's go.
Holy smokes. All right. 41 of us still hanging out. I think some of that playoff contest stuff still holds true. So if you're just getting caught up, go back and watch that stuff later. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow on your way out the door. Numi will finally get healthy if you hit the like button. So I'm being told. And tomorrow, if you are not following the Underdog Fantasy HQ channel, link in the bio. That's where we will reside tomorrow, doing the MLB. And we got a new promo code. If you are not signed up for Underdog Fantasy, what are you doing with your life? Use promo code MLB, 3 short letters, short and sweet there. And that's 100% match deposit up to 100 USD. On behalf of myself, Numi, Nez, and the kind people over at Underdog Fantasy, we will be back tomorrow. Yeah. Everybody's favorite time on the show. The end. Peace.